Welcome back, fellows and gals. Today we're going to have a look at fixing the DFU mode problem when you hold the button down on your flight controller attachment, which is the USB connector to your flight board, and you don't get DFU coming up in iNav on the screen. The fix is done with a little driver that's called, and I'll go there right now. We'll bring up a browser and you type in Impulse RC. And when you do that, you'll see Impulse RC driver fixer. Click on that. Go into the Impulse RC site. And right here, download the Impulse RC driver fixer. And you'll see it float up to the top in Windows 11. Go to your downloads page, open up a Explorer and go to downloads, and you'll see it sitting right there, Impulse RC Driver Fixer. Run that application with your flight controller connected to your computer, and that should fix the problem of the DFU mode not coming up. Okay, enjoy. Second little problem we're going to attack today is the problem with the two-camera switching because you flashed your flight controller with the normal GitHub download and you didn't choose the PinIO one. The way to fix that is you go to the SpeedyBee website. Navigate to the SpeedyBee website, like so. Click and enter the SpeedyBee website. When you get to the website, click on Products. Actually, sorry, Support. Go to Support, Download. And scroll down until you find the flight controller we're working on. Click on that guy. Then you'll see the manual. You can download that. Greatest manual ever made for an FC as far as I'm concerned. I love the SpeedyBee. They should make 6 million of these at least, maybe more. It's super nice. It's small. It's not heavy. It can be made lighter if you do leave out maybe some plates on it, this and that. It's a great flight controller, and it's well documented. So you want this guy right here, iNav 7.0 firmware with PinIO, so that the iNav configurator will be able to recognize and send commands to those pins for the camera. Download that. You see it float to the top of the page. Navigate over to your Explorer, Downloads, and you'll see it right there. This is actually the second time I do it. You'll see it sitting right here, iNav 7.0 firmware PinIO. Move that to your iNav directory, unpack that, and then what you do is you will reflash your flight controller. When you do that, so after you've downloaded the PinIO flash hex file, you'll go into DFU mode. You won't see a COM port here. You'll hold the button down on your flight controller and power it up, and you'll see DFU here, which brings it into flash mode. And then you'll just go over to firmware flasher. You'll type in SpeedyBee 405 wing. Choose a software version. I usually do that, 7.0. And then you will say load firmware local if you've downloaded it, or you could go online and go to SpeedyBee. I just downloaded it, so I would do load firmware local. You navigate to the directory that contains your PinIO hex file. That's the little hex file right here. That's the one we're going to flash with. You would double click that, load it up, and go through the process we covered in session 3, one video back from this one. And that will fix all of the problems with the camera switching mechanism. The camera switching mechanism, as you probably already know if you had trouble with it, if you go is in modes right here, you go down to, once you load the PinIO flash and you flash your flight controller with the PinIO hex file, you'll then see the user modes here, user 1, user 2, user 3, and user 4. So what you can do then is use either one or both of these, depending on how you want to operate it. And you could actually, when you're choosing a switch to switch it on your transmitter, just put these in auto, flick the switch on your transmitter when it's on, and it will bring up the proper channel that you're using for these, or one, or whatever you're going to do of these, and then you'll be able to have camera control. Okay, that's assuming, by the way, you've got your cameras connected, both cams connected to the same power, the red lead, and the same ground, the ground lead, onto the two pads for ground and positive on the flight controller, and that you've got both yellow wires from each, both cameras, yellow wires running to the separate yellow wire pad for cam 1, cam 2 on your flight controller. Okay, if you have any problems, just drop a comment. I'll answer back, and enjoy.